If you've ever been told you're too sensitive or you overthink everything, you're not alone. Sensitivity isn't weakness. It's the mark of a finely tuned nervous system. It's known as HSP, short for highly sensitive person, a temperament estimated to be shared by around 15 to 20% of the population. HSPs process information more deeply, feel emotions more intensely, and notice subtleties often others miss. This trait, called sensory processing sensitivity, isn't a flaw. It's an evolved form of awareness designed for connection, empathy, and intuition. But in a world that prizes speed, toughness, and noise, being highly sensitive can feel like both a gift and a burden. Let's explore what it really means and how to honour it without burning out. Highly sensitive people, HSPs, often, though not exclusively women, are not fragile. They are finely tuned. Your sensitivity isn't an error, it's attunement. You read nuance the way a musician reads music, effortlessly, instinctively. When others see overreaction, you experience deep reception. You notice shifts in tone, silence, atmosphere. You sense truth before it's spoken. You feel more mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, even sexually. This isn't a weakness. It's aliveness. You cry at the sight of a newborn, shiver at a symphony, grieve for strangers, rejoice at a sunrise. You connect in technicolor where others just skim in grayscale. Boom, shakalaka. My darling HSP, you are wired for wonder. Elaine N. Aron, PhD, author of The Highly Sensitive Person, estimates that around 15 to 20% of the population carry this trait. She posits that it's biological, yet often amplified by experience. Many HSPs learned early to scan for danger, to read faces, to sense tension before it broke. In families where moods shifted like weather, sensitivity was survival. What began as vigilance evolved into empathy, artistry, and intuition. Your nervous system became like a tuning fork, vibrating not only your own feelings, but the frequency of others. Neuroscientific studies also suggest HSPs show greater activation in regions linked to empathy and awareness, particularly the mirror neuron system. As an HSP, you're in great company. Many of the world's visionaries carried finely tuned nervous systems, proof that sensitivity is often the birthplace of genius. High sensitivity shows up strongly in artists, healers, and innovators. History is full of souls who felt deeply and created beauty from it. You might recognize traits of high sensitivity. Frida Kahlo, transforming pain into art that speaks across centuries. Virginia Woolf, mapping the interior worlds of consciousness with microscopic awareness. Princess Diana, embodying empathy in the public eye, softening global conversations around compassion. Alanis Morissette, channeling raw emotion into lyrical. Keanu Reeves, moving quietly, grounded in authenticity and depth. Lady Gaga, turning sensitivity into creative activism and soul art. And then there are those whose immense sensitivity became almost too heavy to hold. Vincent van Gogh, whose brush captured the ache of existence. Chris Cornell, whose voice carried both ferocity and fragility. Robin Williams, whose laughter veiled a heart that felt everything. Their stories remind us that sensitivity without safety can become suffering. The call is not to silence feeling, but to build the container strong enough to hold it. If you've ever been told you're too much, remember your system isn't broken, it's calibrated for depth. You simply need spaces and relationships where depth is welcome. We inhabit a culture that prizes toughness, sarcasm and speed, a world where loudness is mistaken for confidence and stillness for weakness. In such a world, sensitivity can feel like an exposed nerve, which you don't need to harden. You need to honour the instrument. The goal isn't to desensitize yourself, it's to regulate yourself, to create an environment where your exquisite awareness can flourish rather than fry. Before you can thrive, you must first create conditions of calm. Thriving begins with reducing overstimulation, giving your senses room to breathe. Consider gently limiting noise exposure, loud environments, constant background TV, harsh music, digital overload, doom scrolling, multitasking, endless notifications, emotional labour, caretaking others' feelings at the expense of your own. Stimulants, caffeine, sugar, late night adrenaline loops, overscheduling, saying yes when your body is asking for stillness. Every no to overstimulation is a yes to nervous system safety. You're not avoiding life, you're making space for it to be felt fully. Transforming sensitivity from overwhelm to superpower requires nervous system tending, mindfulness. Pause, notice sensations, let them be information, not instruction. Journaling, name what you feel. Language turns chaos into clarity. Yin yoga, slow movement teaches safety in stillness. Clinical hypnotherapy, rewire old scripts like I'm too much or I need to toughen up. Meditation, let silence become sanctuary, not threat. Every mindful pause, every journal entry, every breath of stillness sends a new signal to your brain. It's safe to feel. Sensitivity is intensity without containment. These practices help build the container. When you honour your sensitivity, you magnetize those who value gentleness, nuance, and truth. Suddenly your world fills with voices that didn't tell you, lighten up. They ask you, what do you feel? You begin to form a tribe of resonance, friends who listen between the words, partners who cherish your empathy, communities where softness is strength. The aim isn't to grow a thicker skin, build a softer world. Tonight, place a hand on your heart and whisper, my sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's my compass. It shows me where beauty lives. Let whatever comes, tears, warmth, quiet, be welcome. You are not too sensitive. You are finely tuned to the symphony of life. You are sensitive enough to change the world. You are not too much. You are not broken.